Instead of going into it, you ask a question first. If there was a way that you didn't have to wait for the probate to be over and you could actually sell sooner versus later, is that something that you would be open to? If I'm hearing you correctly, it may not even be sold. I actually know a lender that specializes in refinancing properties in probates and trust. Would you agree that the more sales an agent has done, the higher the likelihood of them being able to help you get to the finish line?
By you being proactively able to sell the home, you wouldn't have to wait till the probate process is over.
Can you do me a favor? Can you just email me some of that information over? Because I'm kind of in a hurry.
Oh, she was a tough cookie.
Well, I'll give you guys an example of something I noticed. You know how he started going into the Hempstead example?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not sure if you know this, but your property is in a Hempstead, what that means. And he started going into it. So at times, instead of going into it, you ask a question first.
Exactly.
To get their attention. If he phrases it in a way like, hey, let me ask you this, Aisha. If there was a way that you didn't have to wait for the probate to be over and you could actually sell sooner versus later, is that something that you would be open to?
You know, we might. I just, our family is still kind of talking over what we're going to do with the property.
Okay. So it's not about, hey, I want to sell the property sooner or later. It's more about like you guys even trying to decide what you guys want to do, basically.
Yeah, because my sister lives in the house and, she may end up buying it or we might decide to turn it into a rental or something like that.
So it may, if I'm hearing you correctly, it may not even be sold.
Correct.
That makes 100% sense why you wouldn't be sure about selling it. Okay, let me ask you this, like, as it relates to the actual sale, do most of the beneficiaries want to keep it as a rental or do most of them want to sell it, or what does that look like?
So there's only two. There's just me and my sister.
Okay.
And we're kind of. She doesn't really have a place to live right now. So she's been living there for a while. So she was taking care of my mom, and so I'd love to see her stay there. I don't necessarily need to sell the property, but I would. She'd have to buy me out, and it's like if she's not able to do that, we might consider putting it on the market at that time.
Got it. So if she's able to stay there, you wouldn't want to continue being an owner. You'd want to get your piece out. At the same time, you want to give her the benefit of the doubt and give her enough time to be able to see if she's able to buy you out, in other words.
Exactly.
Okay. And then obviously I mean this very respectfully, do you think that she's in a financial position to actually be able to buy you out? Or do you think that
it'd be tight? We don't know for sure yet.
Okay, that makes sense. But at the same, and it sounds like if she could, she'd probably want to stay there. At least that's what it sounds like.
Correct.
Okay. Can I make a recommendation to you?
Sure.
Okay. So I'm not sure if you're aware of this. If she did buy you out, would she have to get a loan on the property?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, the house is paid off.
Okay.
So she would have to get a loan to buy it. And I think she does. She had a divorce recently. So she did have some money that she could potentially, some cash coming in with it. But
okay. Got it. Okay. So here's the recommendation. I don't know if you know this, but the process to refinance a property in a probate or a trust is actually a little bit different than the process to just refinance in general. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Okay, so here's what I can do to help you. I actually know a lender that specializes in refinancing properties in probates and trust, and
Okay.
I'd be happy to make that recommendation, and I would be happy to help your sister explore the option to see if she's able to keep it, because I think that once you find that out, I think it's going to give you a lot of clarity as to what is the best direction to move forward. Would that be okay with you if I give
that'd be
you the
great.
name of the lender that we have it? Okay. And then I'm seeing here, the name of your sister is Marisol, right?
Yes, that's her name.
Okay, perfect. And then what's a good phone number for Marisol? That way I have that on file as well, too.
7226.
566. Okay, great. So I'm going to send this to you, and then would you like for me to send it to Marisol as well too? That way you have it, or would you like for you to send that to her?
Well, for now, I would say don't give her a call and don't email her. I'll talk to her first, but I'll share the information that you give me with her.
Fantastic. What's a good email for me to send that to
It's
you?
going to be asiamcdonough@gmail.com.
Fantastic. Okay, good. All right, so I'm going to send you the name of the lender. That way you have it. Once again, this lender specializes in probate and trust refinances. So if there's somebody that can help you guys refinance the property, they can do it. And if for whatever reason they can't do it, I may have some additional options for you guys. And then if for whatever reason that doesn't work out and you guys do decide to sell it, do you already have an agent that you're going to work with, or are you kind of open in that department?
Well, we have been getting a lot of calls. I mean, we don't have anybody.
Obviously, you're getting a lot of calls. You're probably going to be the most popular person in town. What are you going to be looking for as it relates to the selection process of an agent?
I guess I haven't really thought about it. Probably just somebody who's honest, probably someone who's experienced with probate.
And then how will you know if they're actually honest and actually experienced with probate?
Well, I guess I'd have to do a little sleuthing online.
Can I share with you a little trick as to how to go about doing that?
Oh, sure.
So here's the reality. After we hang up, there's a very high probability that you're going to be getting calls from a lot of different agents. And to be frank, they're all going to be saying very similar things. They're all going to be saying like, hey, look, I can help you. I'm number one. I specialize in probate. Here's a quick trick to be able to verify. You're on your cell phone, right?
Yes.
Do you have an iPhone or Android?
I've got an iPhone.
Google somebody's name that you know has a real estate license. It could be anybody. If you know of anybody, just put their name on Google and then type in Zillow right after their name. Does their Zillow profile pop up? And then on the right-hand side, right underneath a couple of sales or on your phone, if you scroll down maybe like two frames, there should be sales in the last 12 months. What does that number say right there?
It says 6.
And for total sales in the career, what does that say?
25.
This way of verification actually allows you to see how many sales the agent has sold in the last 12 months and how many they've sold in their career. Just so you know, the average agent only sells 3. So 6 is already double the amount of the average agent. Now,
okay.
If you wouldn't mind, pull my name up.
Yeah, it looks like you've sold a lot of properties. Okay.
Now, do you agree that the more sales an agent has done, the higher the likelihood of them being able to help you get to the finish line and then helping you do this smoothly and efficiently?
Yes, I would hope so.
Do everything I can to try to see if your sister can qualify. I'll let the lender. That happens, then fantastic. Congratulations. If it doesn't, if you would be open to interviewing me, I'd love to have that opportunity. Would you be okay with that?
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you.
Fantastic. Okay. And then I don't want to bother you in any way, shape, or form. When should I reconnect with you? Like a week, a month, 6 months, a year, 20 years?
Maybe 2 to 3 weeks.
Do you live in town or do you live out of town?
I'm in town.
Okay. Sounds great. I appreciate your time.
All right. Thank you.
Wonderful day.
Because if you pull my name up, I don't have a lot of sales in a year. So how would I go about it?
Yeah, I think that there's a different way of phrasing it. So like I knew this guy, I know this guy, his name is Michael Dugo. He's based out of Canada. And when he would cold call expireds, he would ask him at the very end, he would be like, okay, good. Now I know you're going to be receiving a lot of calls. How will you remember my name, or how will you remember that we had a conversation? They'll be like, oh, well, what's your name again? He'll be like, Michael Dugal. And then he'll be like, hey, like, are you a soccer fan? Be like, oh yeah, I'm a soccer fan. Okay, do you know Ronaldinho? And they'll be like, oh, I love Ronaldinho. He'll be like, okay, I'm the Michael Dugal, the Ronaldinho of real estate, basically. So he would just basically have something to, the whole point, obviously, I have that now, but when I didn't have that, I would just have something for them to remember me by, basically. So whatever it was. So it'd be like, hey, look, like, Jose Luis Morales, the number one agent here in Oxnard, or hey, look, Jose Luis Morales, like the agent that specializes in probate and trust, or Jose Luis Morales, the agent that has the contract with the public guardian, public administrator's office, or something to differentiate your stuff. Now, obviously, that's a differentiating factor for me because I have that track record. But here's the advice that I would give you guys. If your Zillow profile or some of your other online profiles are not updated, I would strongly suggest that you guys figure out how to do that. And if maybe you don't have a track record, maybe you can use your reviews as a stepping stone. Like, hey, look, like Google my name, good, or Google somebody's name. If you notice on the right hand side, you can see the reviews. Now Google our name. If you notice on the right hand side, you can see our reviews. So I think having some sort of social proof is helpful. And if there isn't any sort of social proof, having something that is memorable on your end, basically.